Hey everybody, I am kind of waiting for the hourglass to stop spinning a little bit. So I'm not sure if you guys are really hearing me right now, but it looks like it's counting now. Oh, okay, so hey everybody. Anyway, so this is kind of what I'd call a special edition, I guess, for want of a better way of thinking. I cannot believe it's June already. The year's about half over. It seems like it's gone by in a blur. Um, and I want to give a shout out to Nicola Ormerod, who has been promoting a lot of the CHBB authors and other authors. And there's a lot of free Kindles that are out today. I think they're available until the 3rd. I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me. But I'm going to read a couple of them. I'm not going to read from Victor, which is my book that's out for free. I just found out it made the international bestseller list on Amazon, so that's cool. So I get to add that to my title, sort of. Anyways, whoops, wrong way. It's hard to do this on camera. So I'm going to do a live edit of the Hitmom. I am going to show, really quick, show a cover of Victor, because this one, again, is free. This is the copy that Pamela Pulsifer Swan bought for me to sign and send to her, and I haven't sent it to her yet. And so, yes, this is, there you go. And though this is my book, Victor, it's the prequel to P. Mattern's Vampire Princess trilogy, which is also an award-winning best-selling series. And this actually reached reached bestseller status on Amazon twice now, 3 times if you want to count now that it's bestseller in UK. Thanks to Amanda Kimberley for bringing that to my attention. And my wingman goddess, or wing goddess, is here, as you noticed. She helps me get all this set up and provides moral support, and also helps with the pictures of the books. Victor, by the way, real quick, he is a villain. He is not a hero. He is an antagonist of his own story. He's backstabbing, conniving, just without morals whatsoever. I would say he's immoral and amoral. It's a story about how he became a vampire sorcerer, a vampire necromancer, or vampromancer under the service of Dracula, and how he ended up in the Svalbard Kingdom. It's book 1 of a possible prequel trilogy, but right now it's a standalone. So check it out. It's available for free. And again, it's called Victor, Viktor, under the R.D. Trimble name. Look it up. My wife will be posting links, or I will, or you can look at my Facebook page. I posted a whole bunch of links on it. But for now, we're going to do the Hitmom. And my wife's going to pull up the cover for that in a moment. The Hitmom is actually my work in progress. It is on the third and fourth draft, believe it or not. It's hard to explain. I'm finishing the 3rd draft of it right now, which is I'm live editing it, and my wife and I are going through the 4th draft of it from the beginning, and we just finished chapter 6. So even as I'm doing the 3rd draft, we're going to do the 4th draft and catch up, and then I'm going to find a publisher for it. So here is the Hitmom, and wow, this came up much better out here than in my bedroom, which is good. Cover design is by myself. I did the cover. The story of the Hitmom, really quick, to make a long story short, is, and you guys have probably heard this spiel from me before, is the story about the nuclear family, family ties, Leave It to Beaver, Happy Days, where there's the husband, the wife, they have a nice house in the suburbia, good jobs, everything's kind of almost idyllic. And Allison Southern, the main character, seems to have this life, at least outwardly. But basically, it's all a facade. She goes to work one day and gets fired for doing nothing wrong, actually for doing her job right. And then she comes home, finds her husband cheating on her. And then after she has words with him, she goes out to lunch to kind of, forget about it, and finds out that her husband had swindled all the money in her bank account. And then she gets assaulted in the alley near the restaurant and kills a guy in self-defense. And as she's looking around in shock, she finds his briefcase, opens it up, and finds out that this guy was a notorious hitman by the name of Stan Elmano Lombardo for one of the cartels. And she decides, well, this guy doesn't need his briefcase or his job anymore. He's dead, and I need a job. So she decides to take his place, and thus the title, The Hitmom. So I would just define it as a crime fiction novel with a lot of dark humor. But I would say if you were to rate it, it would probably be rated PG, maybe PG-13. There's nothing gratuitous, no F-bombs or anything. So I would say high school-age kids could probably read it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started with chapter 38 as I do the live edit here. If you have any questions or comments along the way, please let me know. And let me just get chapter, what? Hold on a second. Oh, it's not. 1 second. One moment here. It did not open. One moment. It's okay. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Now let's do it. Dum, 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 dum. I didn't have the thumb drive thing turned on. Sorry. So let's go. Actually, I think it's chapter 39. I'm actually live editing. I said 38, but it should be 39. Okay. And here we go. Detective Josh Murdoch was lying there, looking up at the exquisite body of the redhead who was straddling him, a soft but passionate moan escaping her lips. He smiled, knowing that Pam might have said she was sore, but if so, it had affected her ardor very little. He had always been a bit of a ladies' man and had managed to perfect his skills in the bedroom. He had, of course, been off his game the prior time with her. That needs a comma. But he had been taken aback by how much fire the woman with the soccer mom clothes had inside her, and it had rubbed him, well, actually her, the wrong way. He was making it up to her now, being gentle and letting her take charge. She was not quite as wild, but no less passionate either, gyrating her hips and kissing him on parts of his neck he had never really paid much mind to before. Her breasts were large, with just a small droop to him. Yeah, if any woman calls her boobs him, that would surprise me. Sorry about that. Which he appreciated, as he was not a man who enjoyed plastic. He much preferred women who were authentic, that were not afraid to be themselves in their own bodies. And as he laid there watching her expressive face, he knew he had found the one. There was a side to him she did not know, but he knew when he had sunk his hook into someone. Even as they both approached climax, he prepared to detail the other facet of his life, and knew that her passion for him would overpower anything else, even friendship. He had been manipulated by women before. Now it was his turn, and Pam would be a willing, even eager participant in his extracurricular activities. The two had barely taken 3 postcoital breaths when the phone rang. Almost instinctively, he reached over to grab it, but Pam let out a shriek that was almost a growl. No, let it ring. I don't want whoever it is to hear us panting. Whoever it is can wait, Josh smiled, looking over uxoriously at the woman whom he now saw as his possession, even if she did not yet realize it. On the 6th ring, he answered, managing to keep a soft and detached tone as he spoke into the receiver. Detective Murdoch here. Oh, Officer Jeremy? Yeah, oddly enough, I was just thinking about you. Pam shot him a perplexed look, and he cupped his hand over the receiver as he chuckled. I'll explain later, babe. Yeah? Dan? Shouldn't he be in the bed? Yeah? He sighed loudly. Saguaro Hills? Damn, my cowboy hat is at Walmart being restitched. Okay, I'll be right there. Bye. He hung up the phone and Pam leered at him. Is this Officer Jeremy a female? Nope, he's a male, and before you ask, his first name is Ron. Ron Jeremy? She giggled. Well, I think you are far better than the genuine article. Really? Are you sore? Not really. You're not suggesting... He rolled over on top of her and said, 5 minutes, tops. And that was chapter 39. I didn't see any typos, and that brings us to the end of part 2 of this book. So let me show you the cover one more time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let's see. And that's the Hitmom. If any of you want to be ARC readers of this book, there's still time to jump on board and help me and Nicole proofread it, and Pamela Pulsifer Swan, who's been the proofreader since the beginning of the story, as well as Jennifer Schlag and Jenna Bramble, Joe Warmington. I could always use more people to proofread it, so please let me know. And the next one is going to be Haunted Spark. The Roxy May Haunted Spark book 1, or Haunted Spark Roxy May book 1, I believe it is. I'm not sure of the order. I do apologize, but let me show you the cover by Nicola Ormerod. And I want to give her a big shout out because she has been tirelessly promoting the authors, the indie authors, and it's her who made me aware of the free books, including my own. And if not for her, this would not have reached my book would not have reached international bestseller status. So I'm really happy about that. And so let me just open up my Kindle and get started on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start chapter 1. Mom, where's my new hairband? It's in the bathroom, honey, came Mom's reply. No, not the pink one, the black one. No idea, Rox, and if you don't hurry up, you're going to be late. On your first day back, too. I muttered under my breath and began looking through my dressing table drawers. How did it accumulate so much junk? Lip gloss, pencils, pens, tissues. I silently cursed myself and promised to clean them out. Ha! That wouldn't happen anytime soon. It was the first day of my 4th year at secondary school. I was excited and scared at the same time. Excited because I'd be seeing more of my crush, Brandon. More on him in a minute. And scared because school is a dog-eat-dog place, or should I say, cow-eat-cow. We do have a fair few in our year. It's hard to believe that day was only a couple of months ago. Harder still to believe that there are things that I know now, but was totally ignorant of back then. The transition from being a normal teenager whose main problems were getting homework done on time, and the odd spot appearing on my face, to a teenager who was thrust into a supernatural world was fast. Really fast. Would I go back and be the old me if I could? I'd say nope. Most definitely not. The world is a magical place full of creatures you wouldn't believe. I wouldn't have it any other way. My name is Roxanne May McDonald, but my friends and family call me Roxy, or Rox. I live in Aberdeen with my mom, and I'm an only child. My mom has brought me up single-handedly because my dad left before I was even born. He didn't even know my mom was pregnant. She, along with the help of my wonderful grandparents, raised me, and they've done a pretty good job. Well, I think so anyway. Our family is small, but extremely close, and I like that. My grandparents are a huge factor in my life. Mom and I spent most weekends out their house with Nana feeding us copious amounts of high-calorie foods. She cooks everything in butter. For the record, if you've ever cooked French fries in butter, if you haven't, you should try it. It's really good. Really bad for you, but if you're going to eat French fries, you might as well go all in. Cooking things butter does make it taste better. Anyway, back to school. I go to a private one here in Aberdeen, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet. Well, I suppose I am, but I'm quite clever. I get straight A's, and I actually like my schoolwork, especially maths. I could probably be a little more popular if I wasn't so clever, but I have the sense not to dumb it down for a few extra popularity points. Back to that first day. I gave up on the black headband. It was a lost cause. Another casualty of my teenage bedroom. I stared at myself in my dressing table mirror, reached for my straighteners, and gave my hair a last quick going over. I made a point of unplugging them because Mom said she was going to chuck them in the bin if I let them switched on once more. I'd had my long brown hair cut the previous week. I'm getting my haircut today, and I now had an up-to-date super side fringe. Unfortunately, it hated being a side fringe and it needed holding in place with a can of hairspray. No gain without pain. I kept the length because I liked it. The downside being if I wanted it to look nice and straight, I needed at least half an hour to 40 minutes. I may be blessed with brains, but I'm not blessed with naturally straight hair. Our school uniform was horribly old-fashioned with a green and yellow blazer. Mom wouldn't let me have an above-the-knee skirt either, so I looked like a nerd the minute I stepped out the door. This year, Mom relented and bought me some really nice black flat ballerina-type slipper shoes, and my fabulous Nana bought me a really trendy shoulder bag from Debenhams. Mom suggested a rucksack, and I admitted I sulked, I'm 15, until Nana relented and bought it for me. I'm instantly happy until later in the confines of my bedroom, I discovered that I couldn't fit a folder into it. I kept my lips sealed in case Mom took it back. Okay, so I'm going to put a bookmark in that there. Let me show you the cover one more time. This again is Haunted Spark, Roxy May, Book 1. Wait, let me just make sure that you guys are seeing this. Okay, and the next one, I think, is Pandemic Passions by Amanda Kimberley. And let me show you that book. Amanda Kimberley is a really, really good friend of mine who I've got the pleasure of knowing through Mama Fang. She's also a best-selling author. And this book is free on Kindle, as is Haunted Spark, which I just read. So check it out. My wife is going to post the links to it like she did for Haunted Spark. Again, free downloads. So please check it out and download it. It costs you nothing. So let me go ahead and open this up. Plus, you heard that book. It's amazing. She's a great writer. And I have nothing but the highest regard for Amanda Kimberley. Her books are amazing as well. I love reading her stuff. I don't read them often enough because I have so many books to read. But I'm looking forward to this. One second here. Just a reminder, I keep forgetting to say this little spiel as well. If you are an author and want me to read from your book, just let me know. This is not something I do for any kind of profit whatsoever. I don't ask for anything. Just let me know if you want me to read your book and we'll work it out. I can read from the look and sidebar on Amazon. You can send me a couple of pages. You can send me the Kindle if you want, but it's totally not necessary. It's really whatever makes comfortable for the reader or the writer. So just let me know. Okay, so here we go. Pandemic Passions. Lauren Laurent is in desperate wait. Let me just see if this is. Oh, wait, sorry. Chapter 1. Hi, Dixie Martin. Hi, Dixie Martin. I have a reservation here for this weekend, and I was wondering if you could help me with acquiring a taxi to take me to. Her voice trailed as she spills the entire contents of her purse in front of the concierge. My God. I mean, mon Dieu. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm not normally this scatterbrained. She says while fishing through the mess for her dictionary. And of course, you probably don't care about that because I'm babbling away in English, and I should be speaking to you in French. Where's my damn French to English dictionary? How do you say, I mean, quel est le mot pourquoi? My French sucks, just to let you know, so I'm trying the best I can here. She says as she quickly thumbs through her dictionary for a word that completely escaped her memory. It had been years since she had ever had to speak French. She had stopped speaking the language the minute she left for college in America because no one there, not even the foreign exchange students, spoke it. She loved the language because it was sexy as hell, but her accent lost its glittering luster once she left the country behind. Ah, taxi, bien sûr. I mean, of course. Oui, avez-vous besoin d'aller? Where do you need to go? The man with pearly white teeth said in perfect French, but broken English. Like most men in the city, he appeared to be gorgeous, thin, and well-mannered to all the tourists that always irritated the most patient of natives. Not all tourists had bad behaviors, but the ones from America always proved to be the most irritating. Never wanting to blend in, never trying to learn the culture through speaking the language. And you could always pick out an American before they even spoke. Their sneakers were a dead giveaway. No true Parisian would be caught dead wearing sneakers in public. This reason alone is why she packed only her pumps. His attempt to connect with her and help her in any way he could seemed genuine, and probably because she at least attempted to speak the language as fluently as possible. She really didn't think it had been that long that she stopped using the language, but her 10-year high school reunion provided a glaring reminder that it had, in fact, been a long time. She could tell by the wrinkle forming at the corner of his brow that he was not amused with her befuddled, broken accent. It seemed the more broken French she spoke, the more irritated he became. It had been a few years since she had been to Paris, France. The last time she was here, she had been a senior in high school. She accepted an international student visa to go to Caltech after she recovered from the accident. And once she left Paris and her exploring for college, she never looked back. There really wasn't a need to even miss the place until now. Her best friend Sherry begged her to come to their 10-year high school reunion so much that was all Sherry talked about during the weekly Zoom calls. They started them during their freshman year at Caltech, and then as the years passed by, they never stopped. It was always on a Friday, and always over a bottle of wine once they both reached the legal drinking age in their respective countries. Dixie, of course, was leery about going because she was afraid she'd run into Loring, her ex. Loring also was in their graduating class and was a gorgeous Greek god back then, and she figured he was probably more gorgeous now. The thought of seeing him made all the old feelings of resentment come back up like heartburn, a slow burn that starts in your sternum and rises like wildfire up your throat. She could have dampened those feelings with just one phone call back then, but after 10 years, it's hard to think anything he would say was anything short of fanning the flames. Okay, so I'm going to put a bookmark in that there. Again, this is Pandemic Passions by Amanda Kimberley. Let me just get this page back up. What a good book. I had a lot of fun reading that, and I can't wait to read more of it. Amanda Kimberley is a great author. I love her writing. Okay, and the next one is going to be Blue by Sarah Jayne Carr. My wife had the picture saved, so I know what I'm doing a little bit. Thank God she's my wing goddess, though, because I couldn't do this without her. And Blue is, oh my God, this book is so funny. So is Jade, the book before it. This, again, is a free download on Kindle, so please check it out. I actually bought my copies a while ago and don't regret it. I would have bought them even if they weren't free. She's that good an author. As are the authors I've read from earlier. And I have a lot of her books. I have Revealing, which is also by Sarah Jayne Carr, Revealing Hamilton by Sarah Jayne Carr. I have Jade, and now I have Blue. So let's go ahead and open Blue up. Again, let me show you the cover one more time. And I'm going to go ahead and just start from the beginning because it's been a while. And this book always has me in tears laughing. Actually, Blue was the first book. Jade is the more recent one. Sorry. But still. Chapter 1. Cass Jensen was a lousy lay at best, which was exactly how I wanted it. There was no doubt a dictionary existed in the corner of the world with his headshot next to the words vain, arrogant, and hot-headed jerk. That laundry list of craptastic behaviors, along with being robbed of my third orgasm that week, helped keep my attachment to him at a bare minimum. It was perfect, a less than lukewarm connection, at least from my perspective. I called it my Five Fingers Clan. Like I said, this book is really funny. I love her writing. As long as someone had a constancy of 5 or more shitty qualities, emotional investment was impossible. However, Cash was a special breed of asshole. He excelled at being part of my elite 10 fingers and 10 toes plan. Oh, Cash. Each public thrust was monotonous as I rolled my eyes behind closed lids. The words I spoke were forced and detached. Don't stop. I did my best to make it sound like don't stop, more of a command than 2 separate sentences, but I failed. As usual, he was too wrapped up in himself to notice. Let's call a dick here. Cash was a speed fucker, a two-pump chump, a cock sneeze. Some girls would argue I settled for dating Cash and his silicone personality. Okay, I'll be honest. Most girls wouldn't even qualify what we did as dating. Any details I offered about my arrangement with him were vague, and his identity kept under wraps. The responses I received were usually greeted with a disapproving head bob, a wince, or a consoling pat on the shoulder. Sometimes I'd even get all 3 at the same time. I'd call that combination the she has an asshole trifecta, or shat. I'd lost count of how many times I've been shat on. Thanks to Cash Jensen. It was so bad, shots of alcohol were even offered my way at a bar one night by a nun who'd overheard one of my lame sauce stories. Now, if a bar-hopping nun's pitying your sex life, something's wrong. I have to agree there. Really wrong. Why did I stick around? It was minimal effort because relationships were overrated. Every single one of them. More. I began creating a grocery list in my head as he grunted, pounding me into the mattress like a caffeinated jackhammer with a 30-second battery life. Bread, milk, eggs, tampons. Cash was good enough. A warm body for me to sleep next to a couple of nights per week. And he served as someone to give off the illusion of the R word, relationship. Yuck. I swear those 4 syllables teamed up together gave me a case of hives. But it kept sleazy men at bay from asking me on dates, and it discouraged a few people from my pathetic excuse of an inner circle from playing matchmaker. Knowing there was someone in my life seemed to be the ticket, even though I could have bought an inflatable doll and passed it off as a significant other. Oh wait, that was the equivalent of cash. I shuddered at the thought of that stupid R word. Never again. Damn, I'm a motherfucking stallion, Cash growled as he rolled off my body, both sweaty and spent. He folded his hands behind his head and looked at the ceiling with a satisfied smile. I knew that look all too well. His next words would be a confident, "Wasn't I incredible?" He wasn't asking for my opinion. He was informing me he'd scored his performance on an A-plus grade. I parted my lips slightly and mouthed the phrase as he spoke it aloud. "Wasn't I incredible?" he asked. I knitted my brow and pushed a stray lock of dark hair out of my face. "Yep, you're a raging sex god." My monotone response wasn't lost on him, but don't go thinking he was tuned into my emotions on a regular basis or any similar bullshit. That wasn't his style. Getting any level of sensitivity out of him was rare and only happened when pigs took flight. On most days, I was able to mask my dissatisfaction to stroke his ego. In turn, Cash was usually too focused on himself to notice. Rolling onto his side, he propped his head up with his hand, his elbow resting on the pillow. "Come on, baby. You were good, too. I could tell by the way you moaned my name at the end." He paused for a fraction of a second. "Seriously, though, what was your favorite part? Was it the thrusting to the beat while I sang the chorus of Mambo No. 5? That was great, wasn't it?" There was no room for a response. Either way, you were one lucky lady to be part of it. He winked, made a clicking sound, and formed his thumb and index finger into a gun shape. Then he offered me a cheesy grin while pulling the imaginary trigger. Be still my beating heart. Did he really do that? And if he did, why haven't I noticed it before? I thought to myself as I opened my mouth to unleash a snarky comment, but Cash cut me off again. "It's okay. If I were you, I probably wouldn't be able to choose the numero uno momento either. See? The Spanish courses from the late night infomercial you made fun of are starting to pay off. Ole!" What an asshole. I love this book. I'm going to put a bookmark in that there, though. You can bring the picture back up. Thanks, baby. If nothing else, this guy, Cash, he's given me lessons on all the ways not to act. And there's Blue by Sarah Jayne Carr. And again, check out her other book. This one's free on Kindle right now. But her other book, Jade and Revealing Hamilton, are also two other books she has, and they are both amazing. So please check out Sarah Jayne Carr. She is awesome. Okay, and the next book is actually Cry to Me by J.A. Schneider, Joyce Schneider on Facebook. Now, this one is not free. This is not one of the free Kindles, but it's only 99 cents, I believe. And I have one of her other books, and she is awesome. She's a best-selling author, former writer for, I believe, Newsweek, former reporter, author, Newsweek writer. She's very erudite, very skilled, and great writer. I love her writing. So let's go ahead and open this up. There's the link. Prologue. Libby Bell's email, August 18th. Kim, please come on Friday. I'm so sorry to be begging like this, and I know you have other plans, but cards on the table. I've been feeling bad lately, crying bad. And it isn't just about Wyatt. It's the rest. All of it. I know you're thinking, oh, that damn party's going to be Liddy's circle of money-obsessed, pretentious phonies. But they're not all like that. And they're not my circle. They're Wyatt's. You met some of the wives. They're like me, thinking, how did I get into this? Not happy people. That's the bunch coming Friday night. And I need you here to buoy me. When was the last time we saw each other anyways? It starts at 7, but if you come earlier, I can show you every nook and cranny of the house, now fully restored. And if you come way earlier, I can show you around the playhouse too. Almost fully restored. Got the slivers to prove it. I was insane to take on both projects at once, but the town decided I was the rehab addict and cajoled, so I got pulled into that mess too. You were right warning me not to take it on, but Netch, Little Miss Cry to Me didn't listen, and now I'm a wreck. Tried to please too many people. Again, I'm sorry to nag, but if you do come, bring jeans, etc. for the weekend, so we can walk on the beach and talk. I so need that. Wait, what am I saying? There's a hurricane coming. Weather reports say it's heading for Florida. Won't hit up here till Sunday or Monday, so the party's still on for Friday. It might be a bit windy down by the pool, though. Ladies still have to wear their cashmere wraps. Ooh, it's a chilly wine. Please come, dear sister. I love you, Liddy. P.S. I wrote this drunk. I need to be rescued. Chapter 1. Someone behind me shouts and I stumble, but don't stop. I see my sister's blood. I gasp and run across the rug to her, mewing frantically, twisting away from the man blur pulling at my arm. He's in a dark suit, talking, urging. Can't hear him, ears ringing. Liddy lies in her white dress, on her side in a pool of blood. Her enormous emotional eyes are closed. Her mop of sandy hair glistens red, and her outstretched hand is holding a gun. No, I cry, shaking, crouching to her. My vision jumps, and another dark suit kneels on my other side. His voice stunned. We've called the police, Kim. You have to let go. No, I weep, pushing him off, feeling the room spin. My trembling fingers go to Liddy's carotid. There's a pulse. She's alive, but so much blood. It runs from the wound on her head to her cheek and spills onto her bare shoulder. One of the mamblers pull harder at me as guests come running in, bleeding in horror. The smell of booze and perfume fills the room, mixes sickening with the acrid smell of the shot. A woman screams. Fools, no, don't! They'll contaminate the crime scene. Keep them out, I gasp, and the second man stands. I dart my eyes to him as he goes to them, spreads his arm and pushes them back out to the hall. The woman screams out there. Wyatt, she shot him! I snap my head back to the other end of the room, gape incredulously at the dark-haired figure of my brother-in-law sprawled on his desk. Wyatt Bell, 41, Wunderkind, tech CEO, face down below his arterial spray on the wall, with his left hand blood-soaked. He must have grabbed his exploded chest before slumping forward. Not possible, I whisper, feeling my heart hammer. Kim? Kim! I'm going to put a bookmark on that there. I'm leaving for the cliffhanger. Wow, that one was gripping. Again, I love Jay Schneider's writing. It's really incredible. Let me just get back on the camera here. Just make sure I'm getting this right. This is Quiet on Me by Jay Schneider. And again, I think this one is only 99 cents. And that's a really good price for a best-selling author or for any book, actually. She's a really great writer. Let me just double check here. Cry to me. Let's see. Yes, it's only 99 cents, and I bought it. So check it out. 99 cents here. So check it out. That's a really good price for a best-selling author. Great writer. It's already got a number of 5-star reviews. Again, I've read her other book. And last but not least, I'm going to read from Queen of the Fireflies. And this is also by Mama Fang, P. Mattern, who is one of my favorite authors of all time. She's a mentor and a friend to me. And my book, Victor, which, again, I'll show you real quick here, is the prequel novel. I guess I should not hold this upside down. The prequel novel to her best-selling trilogy, the Vampire Princess trilogy. This is the prequel series. And she has helped me so much in the writing, learning to be a better writer, learning how to promote myself. She's introduced me to so many writers and friends. She's just amazing. So I'm going to read from Queen of the Fireflies, which I've read most of it. I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to finish it today because I'm pretty close to the end. But it's been a while since I've read from it, so I'm not really sure where I am at. But let me get to the start of this. Okay. One second here. I'm just got to get to the latest bookmark. I don't know how this bookmark thing works here. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 7, No Picnic. It was hotter the next day than any previous day in this sibling summer so far. The humidity that had made the air so moist it was nearly like breathing in a rainforest had them covered in sweat and gulping water greedily from their water bottles as soon as they clambered up to the top of it. There wasn't much shade afforded by the one spindly tree that stood there like a lone sentinel, but they threw their backpacks down at its base and took a few moments to recover from their trek as they rehydrated. "Beastly day," Freddie commented. "Stop it," Felix told her, eyeing her warily. "I now realize from my short chat with your Queen of the Fireflies that you are picking up both her accent and her antiquated way of speaking." "Do you believe me now?" Freddie countered. "Do you believe her? Now that you've seen it for yourself, I mean?" "Oddly enough, I do," Felix told her. "And thanks for not noticing, but I woke up this morning 3 inches taller and with a mustache and the beginnings of a beard. I had to sneak downstairs and filch one of Aunt Tricia's lady razors to shave." "Oh, you don't want to shave with a woman's razor if you're a guy. It is the worst. It really is. You don't have to usually shave for like weeks after that, but yeah, never shave with a woman's razor if you're a guy. Free advice. Just saying." I don't think she was lying about the gorilla. I think I'm now actually 4 years older than I was before I found it in the Rusty Nail and bought the thing. Don't I look older to you? Or is this one of those over the summer growth spurts? Well, never mind that, but I feel different too. Freddie looked into her brother's worried eyes and didn't know what to say. He did look older, more mature. It wasn't just his beard stubble, but his entire frame had filled out, and his facial lines were more mature. The last vestiges of his rounded baby face were gone. Even his nose looked bigger, his features more mature. Suddenly he realized that she couldn't tease her brother about being the youngest anymore. He looked at least 2 years older than her, and she was still relatively flat-chested. Just realizing that their dynamic had changed caused her to feel sad. "Well, you look good, at least," Freddie told him sincerely. "Quite the hunk, in fact. And the changes in your appearance are noticeable, but not all that startling. I think Mom and Dad will think it was one of those growth spurts boys go through. You know, growing inches all in one summer and that." Felix got a mischievous look on his face. "I bet I could pick you up," he commented, rising to his feet and scooping her upward from her resting place against the trunk of the tree. "Wow, are you anorexic? You're light as a feather. Except for your ass, of course. Some junk in that trunk for sure." "Wow." Never say that to a girl, by the way. Freddie kicked her legs and pushed against his chest. Still uncomfortable with their new dynamics, she wasn't about to let him get too cocky. "Apparently your body hasn't caught up with your brain," she remarked. "Okay, simmer down. I want to let Valeria out." She reached into her bag and brought out the bell jar, opening it. As they both watched, mesmerized, it began to glow, and Valeria was standing in front of them. "Okay, first things first," she said briskly. "I need to bring you up to speed on this curse thing. You need to know that it happened because I refused to marry a warlock named Inanus. He is the Lord of the Void." Gazing down at them, because they're both still seated, she chuckled. "Okay, that means nothing to pedestrian mortals like yourselves, but believe me, he is powerful. He did not actually place the curse on me, though. That was cast by a young witch who was in love with Inanus. She accomplished it with the help of one Mr. Rufus, owner of the Rusty Nail. He gave her a shrinking fan." "A what?" Freddie exclaimed. "I nearly bought one of his fans the other day when we were in the shop." "Well, I doubt that he would have ever sold you a shrinking fan," Valeria said. "There are only 2 ever made. Not all the fans of the Rusty Nail have that power. Anyway, this witch, cursed me so that I would assume the form of the creatures I loved above all others, the Fireflies. And so I was. But in placing that curse, she didn't realize a few things. One was that I would be worshipped by all the Fireflies who would make me their queen, and they would come to my aid and heed any command that I gave. The second part is that I would never age. This witch is currently enjoying a rebound, long-term affair with the warlock that pined after me. She was the one that buried the jar in the creek bed where you 2 found it. She is pure evil to the bone, and I want you 2 to kill her." "Nice." Freddie and Felix looked at each other. A homicidal plan was the last thing they expected to hear from Valeria's lips. "How can we kill a full-on witch?" Felix asked her in a respectful tone. "I mean, we're just teenagers. We don't know any magic." In response, Valeria pointed to Freddie's tote bag, slouched over on the ground against the tree trunk. "Show me those glasses," she told her. "I want to show you something." Freddie retrieved the wire-rimmed glasses with the pink lenses. Hoisting herself up to a standing position, she started to hand them over to Valeria. "No, put them on," Valeria instructed her. Rufus never told you the entire truth about them. These lenses will reveal things as they really are, the true nature of things. Okay, I'm going to put a bookmark in it there and wrap this up. So I do got to start making lunch. I got to pick up the Andrew in about an hour and have some other plans. I may try to do another live read later just to take advantage of all the free Kindles and just author promotions. If my voice holds up, the stuttering hasn't been so bad today, so that's a good sign that all the therapy I've been doing has been helping. Again, here's P. Mattern's book, Queen of the Fireflies, a really great book. I hope you'll check it out. I'm not sure what the cost on this one is. Let me take a look here. But P. Mattern's books, no matter how much they are worth it. Just telling you. It is $3.99 on Kindle, and that is definitely worth it. It's a great book. $10.99 on paperback. P. Mattern is a multiple award-winning, best-selling author. She's definitely an author worth buying. And this also has the illustrations done by Monica Dan and edited by Elle Gauthier, who's another great author. So anyways, check this one out. Anyways, again, just a reminder, if you are an author and want me to read from your book, please let me know and I'll be glad to do it. Again, I may do another live read today. If not, I'll probably do one tomorrow if there's time. Anyways, take care of yourselves and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.